Here we go. Welcome to the Black Light Podcast. ThonLexy, your host, here with another live reaction. Back doing another Kendra G reaction. Of course, the feature presentation was interesting. I'm quite sure it's going viral right now. There was a woman, a 38-year-old woman, who believed that she deserved a younger guy. There was an exchange between her and Kendra G. It got dicey. They were kind of going back and forth. They had different perspectives. Of course, Kendra G was a little bit closer to logic than this woman. She was trying to help out. Didn't go that well. The woman was actually not bad looking for 38. We're going to get into it. We have two other archetypes to cover along the way that are interesting as well. We're going to get into that as well. Much love. Let's reach that goal of $100 in the Cash App so we can come back here tomorrow and produce another show for you. Hit the subscribe button if you're new to the platform. Also hit the notification bell so you'll be notified every single time we go live. We usually go live around 2 p.m. I'm thinking about moving that back up to 7 when we open the call lines up, but for now it's 2 p.m. So again, let's have a good show. Fill the room. Drop the locations. I would like to know where you're tuning in from, and we're going to have a good show, y'all. Let's get it. Let's do it. Y'all know how we do. Fill the room. Drop those locations. How you guys doing today? You guys all right?
My dog died.
Very good intellect, very good.
My dog died.
I'm here to tell you right now. We don't. We don't care.
I own two companies, Kendra.
I beg your pardon.
I'm here to tell you right now. We don't care.
You ever meet somebody and they're so boring, you feel like they poisoned you? Like,
Recorded on two separate tracks, each one giving special emphasis to certain sections of the orchestra, as heard from those positions. Now, when played back simultaneously on two separate systems,
You are really
the sounds are
wrong.
blended
For real.
together to achieve a new dimension in sound, impossible to obtain.
Get your
in
big
a
fat ass
monophonic
on.
recording.
I don't deal with you big sassy ass broads.
Like money, that's a big deal.
Said, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Dallas, Texas in the building. Much love, Brendan. I do what I can, man. I'm trying my best. RM in the building. That's the best moderator on YouTube. Much love, DC. We must improve. You know how we do, brothers. How y'all doing today? Jersey in the building. St. Louis in the building. Snellville, Georgia. Where y'all at? Let's make it happen. Y'all ready to have a good show? Dallas, Texas in the building. Let's let the AK off for Dallas, Texas. Shout out to my man Nigel Williams. He's out there in Dallas, Texas. They call him the Natural. For all you boxing fanatics out there, especially examining the heavyweight division. You'll be hearing about Nigel Williams soon. Happened to be a close friend of mine. So glad you all are here today, sharing your Friday with me. You didn't make a mistake. Boy, do we have a good show in tune for you guys today. Charlotte in the building, Dallas, Fort Worth in the building. Got some people out there as well. You like that Glenn Platt? Yeah. Yeah, RM, yeah. Yeah. I told you guys eventually I was going to upgrade the wardrobe, and, you know, we had to, the wardrobe has to match the seriousness of the conversation. So here we are. Let's go ahead and get into it. Of course, we like to disqualify demeanor in the beginning. Women who just have bad attitudes, they need to change their demeanor, their appearance, or something about their appearance needs to be adjusted, or they're just out of control, or there are things that they can change about the tonality, about the way that they behave that can help them have better results with men, or they're just saying stupid stuff. Either way, we're going to cover it. If you don't know who I am, my name is ThonLexy. I do these live reactions often. I've gotten pretty popular doing them, and we're gonna continue to do what we've always do. If you're new to the platform, hit the subscribe button. We do this often. Hit the subscribe button. Let's go ahead and get tuned in. Definitely want to stick around for that feature presentation, though. Let's go ahead and get into it. This woman was very loud. Adjust your volume settings. If your volume settings are on 10, that might not be a good idea. It's one of the loudest women we've ever covered because Kendra G said she was loud. Let's go ahead and get into it.
Reciprocation, knows how to communicate. I need someone that knows how to communicate what he wants.
When'd you get divorced?
Ready.
Y'all coming through with, okay, look, because our wigs hairstyles are the same, like we could be related, child.
Yeah.
It's Kendra twice.
Right. Exactly.
What's your name, baby?
My name is D.
D, where you calling me from?
Hold on. Wait a second. Before we get started, I want to shout out Ron C. Waits. He drops a donation on the first of every month in the PayPal. Got to make sure that he gets his special love and consideration. Much love, Ron. I see you. Thank you for supporting and doing what you do. We appreciate your contribution. Let's go ahead and continue.
Florida.
How old are you, love?
I'm 40.
Okay, what you do for a living?
I'm an analyst. I work in the healthcare field.
Okay, analyst.
What's up, Divine Photos? How you doing, man?
I have one.
You're going to be in here.
Your child?
She's 8.
You're in the clip.
Have you ever been married?
Yes, I have.
When did you get divorced?
My divorce separated for a year, and my divorce was finalized in the beginning of this year, of January of last year, 2024.
So you're officially divorced?
Yeah.
Okay. And you're an analyst and 40. What's your zodiac sign?
Aquarius.
Is your child by your ex-husband?
Yes.
Okay. Do you want to share why you got divorced? You don't have to. If you want.
It was a mutual agreement. No hard feelings there. It was all love. It was just mutual. We just pretty much grew apart.
Okay. All right. So we got D, Florida, 40, Aquarius, analyst, one child that's 8. What kind of man you looking for, girl?
I'm looking for a guy. Well, first he has to love God. That's number 1. And he needs to be intentional. He needs to know exactly what he wants. He needs to be someone that's ready for a relationship. I'm only attracted to dark-skinned men.
I beg your
so,
pardon.
I have to be very attracted to him.
Shaming yourself. Ain't nobody shame.
We have a huge issue with like colorism in our community. Some of the men have a problem with it, but now we're talking about the women. For all the people who are going to say, well, men do it too. Okay. All right. Valid. But right now we're talking about the women. Women have a freer pass to do this. When men do this, women are like, oh, there's more of a reaction. But when women just seem to just think that you guys have a pass to just. Surprised that men are taking this disrespect.
That's just something that's really big on me. Someone who's able to supply substance, has very good intellect, very good reciprocation, knows how to communicate. I need someone that knows how to communicate. Especially, even though I know we all work and we all have our personal life, but you need to be someone that knows how to communicate daily as far as wanting to get to know each other. Oh, there's an echo. I don't know what's going on.
I hear it. Let's try. Let's start again.
Yeah, and someone who's fit, because I do go to the gym, and I'm really big on hygiene, like the teeth, the facial hair, all that needs to be on point. And someone who doesn't have
Talking about hair, and her hair isn't even real. Let's continue.
too many kids. I'll prefer someone that's already been married before, because he kind of knows the whole aspect as far as being married. And I prefer who has at least one child, somewhere around the age like my daughter. And I think that's about it. And someone who's handy. He needs to be handy. He needs to be handy. Same with how a man is looking for a woman that knows how to cook. He needs to be handy.
Okay.
But the problem is there are more men who know how to build things and fix things than there are women who know how to cook in the modern day. You're actually wrong about that.
My dog died.
What are your deal breakers? You gave us some of them.
Deal breaker, someone who's not physically fit. Someone who smokes. If you smoke weed, cigarettes, cigars, I'm not interested in that. Someone who's not really big on hygiene. Someone who has a bad temper. If you have any domestic abuse, violence issues, background check is bad. Pedophile with kids, any type of negative type of background, I'm not interested. And what else? Someone who lacks ambitions. If you're lazy, you don't want to do nothing. Someone who doesn't know how to talk and communicate. I'm really big on substance, so you need to know how to use your words and know how to communicate thoroughly. And I think that's about it.
Okay. Should he look a certain way?
Yes, I have to be attractive like that. I tried the whole trying to get to know someone mentally, but the attraction is, if that attraction is not there, is not going to work with me. So, I'm only interested in, dark skin. If you have facial hair, the beard, that's really nice and tamed and clean, and teeth is clean. I do have
It's very juvenile of our women to be narrowing men down, or the quality of a man down, to his beard aesthetic or his skin color within the black community. Like, you want a black man, but a specific skin color of black man. You guys know me. Even when somebody says, "Oh, I only want to date light-skinned people," that fires me up all the same. Either way it goes, it's annoying. There are a lot of eligible, good black men who might not be Tyrese colored, and they could be a good man to you, and you're willing to. You all outnumber men. You can't even afford to be this picky at your age, and you're 40. You're in the back end of your prime. You can be the least picky at this point. But let's continue.
like soft, meaningful tattoos. So if you like a little bit of tat, I'm good for it. You can't be crazy, because I'm gonna invite you to my mom's house. It needs to be, pleasing to the eye. And too many female friends. If you have a lot of female friends, and like to go party and go out a lot, no, I'm not interested. I do like to go out from time to time, but if you're heavy on that, yeah, I'm not interested in that. And who has too many obligations. I understand, you got work life, you got kids. I get it, but if you have too many obligations, don't waste my time.
Okay. What about does he gotta make us?
Jetty Bear says she's saying all this with painted on eyebrows, plus you're looking for a stepdad. Shaking my head. Yeah, lady, the men see right through it. Don't think that these are just trolls. Don't think that these are bots. These are real people. These are real men in the dating market.
Amount of money.
Minimum, I would say at least 80K.
My dog died alone.
I'm not sure what's happening in the dating market where a lot of you women believe that you'll be able to ask, you can just ask for a man who makes 100K because that sounds good for you. Or you believe you can ask for it because you live in an expensive city, or because you have a degree, or maybe because you earn 100K yourself. It's just not how it works. What you ladies have to understand is that there's a kind of woman that qualifies for a $100,000 a year man, and she doesn't need a career or a degree to do it. And I'm telling you what, it typically isn't a lot of 40-year-old women. Some 40-year-old women will end up with six-figure men. I don't think that that's who you are. I think you're an average woman. Let's continue. And there's nothing wrong with being average, by the way. Let's continue.
Okay. Minimum 80K. Let's do the Kendra King. Let's see this body that you work so hard for, girl.
Okay. All right. Here. I don't know if you can see.
We can't see your legs.
Oh. Okay, hold on. Let me try to pull it back a little bit.
Thank you.
When Spoken says she fine as wine.
Thank you.
Much love. Thank you.
Okay. All right, we can definitely tell you in shape. All right. Okay, girl. D, should the guy be in Florida?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
You don't have to. What was your last relationship?
DC says if you're pretty, 40 and single, you're the problem. That's how men look at it. Women could look at that as like insulting or whatever. That's how most men look at it. Take it or leave it.
Which was my marriage?
Okay. When did you get divorced again? A year and a half.
January 2024.
That's right. You don't have to answer, but I'm gonna ask. When's the last time you was intimate with someone?
I'll pass.
3.
Never a good idea to pass on that question. That means it was very recent. It's like probably yesterday. Hit the like button, everybody.
What you have to work on?
I could be very impatient. Yeah, I could be very impatient. I'm a type of person, if you say something, I'm looking forward for you to meet that expectation. If you're not willing to execute that, I could get triggered very easily. So, you know, if you say something, I expect you to do it.
All right, just stop. God damn it.
My dog died long.
Shame in your... Oh, ain't nobody shame.
Black women, BWs, I really am here for you. I'm trying to support you. I'm trying to help you get better results in the dating market. You guys are gonna have to understand something. And I'm pointing you all out and I'm calling you out for a specific reason. It's because you're the only demographic of women who behave like this. Where you think you can look at the potential men or potential suitors in the dating market and you can send dry threats towards them. Like, oh, I'll cut you off fast. Like, do you think that the quality men, the men who have who have themselves together and have their heads screwed on tight are going to be talked to this way by something they'll eventually have to be in full control of and have to take care of? And you're not even that far from a child in regards to the way I have to take care of your needs and sometimes even manage your psychology. It's weird that men that good 100K a year men are being spoken to like, oh, I'll cut you off in a heartbeat. You better watch how you deal with me. You're 40, man, and you think you can talk to a man who makes 100K a year and say like, you better watch your step. Lady, you have to grow up.
I'm an overthinker. I overthink a lot. I know that's a bad thing to have, but I do overthink a lot where I tend to self-sabotage sometimes. So that's something I need to work on. And what else? I think that's all I can think of right now.
Okay. Derek Gaines, the legend, said, if you love God so much, then why come you didn't stay married? You didn't take a vow after all. Sounds like it. You didn't take a vow after all. Sounds like it got worse and you left. So how can we take you seriously? You keep no vows.
I was in that marriage for 13 years. I was in it long enough.
I'm here to tell you
We've been through therapy. We try to work things out. It didn't work. So at the end of the day, we all wanted to be happy. So that's what we did. We co-parent very well with our daughter.
Very modern to think that marriage is about happiness. Ma'am, do you think that the family tree that built up your family, do you think it was built on happiness? Do you think everyone who stayed together so that you could live, do you think that they all were happy? This is one of the biggest reasons why the divorce rate in the Black community is so high. Who the hell told you guys that you're supposed to be happy? You'd be lucky in today's day for stability and safety and hope to get that. But how do you measure happiness? How do you know when that's being accomplished truly? Or is that not something that's fleeting?
So that's just that. It was all mutual there, but we did try to work on our marriage. And I was in the marriage. We were married for a very long time. So we both did the best we can to stick with our marriage.
No, let's see. Olivia says she ruined her family for selfish reasons. I say I agree. A lot of you women, you're wrecking your families for this idea of happiness. And really, You believe you're not happy unless you fulfill some independent mission that doesn't have anything to do with your kids, something that makes you feel like you're young again. Again, Aunt Viv going to dance class. It has something that has nothing to do with the family. That's why that one woman who we reacted to from the Balloon Pop show yesterday, I said, regardless of how stupid she might be in any other regards, she's probably on her way to being a winner because her ambition is surrounded in like family and homemaking and the house. You women who are trying to win outside of your family, you're losers.
My photo says, no one breaks up mutually. Someone had to call it off. Who initiated the divorce, you or him? Plus,
Get him,
what
Divine.
are you doing
Get
to
him,
get your
Divine.
desired outcome?
On that ass.
I kind of initiated the divorce because, like I said, if you going to do something and hold to your
Shout out to Divine Photos.
well, let's just say this. I worked a lot in the marriage. I was handling a lot in the marriage. So, a wife have to do what she needs to do and a husband needs to do what he needs to do. So at the end of the day, I just got overwhelmed. And like I said, one of my flaws is patience. Now,
you got overwhelmed. Oh, I want to let you know something, man. And the truth is you're too old for me to be the person telling you this. Again, being overwhelmed is just a part of everyday life. Remember how I said technically everyone is stressed? Like when it comes to being an adult, we're technically all stressed in some aspect. We're just managing it all. Again, being overwhelmed is a part of what it means to be an adult and have pressures on you, everyday pressures on you, what it means to be an adult. Again, it's funny how when a woman is hurting or she's not stimulated emotionally or she feels like she has pressures on her, she can just bust her family up. But men do not do this. This woman is a good reflection of why so many marriages are ending that shouldn't. It's because a lot of the times, and the data is reflecting this, it's women who are looking for a thrill or happiness outside of their home. And they try to act like people around them aren't good enough, or that your husband, he's not moving fast enough for you, and you're just being patient, and he just can't catch up to you, huh? I'm gonna tell you what your conscience has already told you. You're a homewrecker. You're a homewrecker.
My thing is now I know who to look for moving forward when I do start dating, because I need to make sure that when I do start to date that he does meet that expectation. I'm all about working together as a team, but there's only so much I can do.
Gotcha. Stillmatic Network said, please, average baby mom demanding 80K. Why not get with an average man and build?
I'm up to that too. So it doesn't matter. I'm up for it.
Okay. Sam Major.
But hold on though. But here's the problem. You can't be down for a man who you truly qualify for after acting like you truly deserve a man who's far above that. The men who now are on your level have every right to say, you know what, I'm going to take my 50 to 60 to 1,000 and I'm going to take it somewhere else. I'm probably going to get with a younger woman. Why shouldn't those men who make 50 to 60 take that money that they earn and go deal with a woman who will all the way appreciate that 50?
Major said, do you always yell when speaking?
I don't know if I'm yelling because it sounds like the mic is so low. So I don't know. I apologize.
No, I think maybe you do sound. Listen. I talk loud, so I can't say nothing to that one. I project loud. I have my whole entire life. But yes, you are definitely yelling in this video. Okay.
I would say both of you ladies need to think about working on that. The same way I was addressing men with who have higher pitched voices. And I'm a guy who has more of a head voice than a low diaphragm voice. Men have to work on this. I work in communications. I speak for a living. So believe it or not, my voice could be a lot higher. I work on these things. Women, you women who are like naturally projecting out loud, I promise you, since we don't care about your money, your education level, we start to get picky about things you wouldn't even think, like the sound of your voice, your toes. So we'll deal break you at things you wouldn't imagine. The sound of your voice, like how I talk about Melly from the Pineapple Show. She passes the physical test. My biology wants to sleep with her, but when she starts to open up her mouth, I want her the hell away from me. But that doesn't mean she isn't valuable to somebody. Hell, Gilbert Arenas wanted her, but I'm just saying. Y'all get what I mean.
Yeah, it sounds low, so I don't know. I apologize. I'm sorry.
No, it's all good. All right, you told me the age, what's the age range you would date, D?
40 to 46.
And you said he can have kids?
I prefer he only has one.
Okay. Do you want to get married again?
It has to be with that right person. It has to make sense, and it needs to check all boxes. I mean, I'm not in a rush to the altar right now. I'm not. So I just want to take the time to get to know each other.
Okay, we're not gonna play that game either, where you act as if you're hesitant about marriage. That you can't play reverse psychology on men in the dating market. That's not going to fly. You can't, especially when you're a woman who's on the back end. This is the whole Nia Long case study, where since now that marriage is far out of your reach, you're gonna act like you're not really interested in obtaining it. It's very childish. And you must understand that there are intellectual people examining these conversations who aren't gonna let you women slide on these type of things. It's not real. You want to get married the same way the 21-year-old woman wants to get married. Stop lying to yourself. That's not gonna help you get better results in the dating market. And it's certainly not going to Jedi mind trick men into thinking like, oh man, let me lock her down because she's not even looking to get married. So since she's not looking for it, maybe I can give it to her. Maybe she's not overeager. Lady, listen, men are not that
and
stupid.
Grow as much as we can. And if we decide to take that leap, then I'm for it. But it has to make sense because I'm not looking to divorce again.
Okay, fair enough. Are you on the Kendra G Singles dating app?
No, I haven't downloaded it.
All right, girl. Well, you download the dating app, set up your profile. That's how the guy can reach out to you.
Okay, thank you.
My first time on here, like trying.
Okay, now this lady, very attractive young lady. She confused me. She's another one of those confusing archetypes. I started to think, oh, maybe we have a catch here. I would love to bring a woman on and be able to present a catch to my audience, because I don't like to just come on here and be super objective and just only objective and critical towards the women. I like to, analyze and showcase what a catch looks like. But then she started talking and talking and talking and talking and talking. And then I was like, oh man, let's go ahead and get her where she needs to be. Also, hit the like button. Let's go ahead and get into it. Let's spin the clip, BLP family.
So other people
Say, okay. Well, let's start. What's your name, boo? Is it Carmel?
Carmel.
Carmel, where you calling me from?
I'm calling from Jacksonville, Florida.
Jacksonville, Florida. How old are you?
35.
35. What you do for a living?
I'm a flight attendant.
Flight attendant. Do you have any kids?
I have one son, 12.
One son that's 12. Have you ever been married?
Never married, engaged.
Never. Engaged. To his father?
No.
Why didn't you get married?
My fiance passed away in a car accident.
No, that's horrible.
Yeah.
Damn.
I'm so sorry you went through that. That's terrible.
Yeah,
We're
that
sorry,
sucks.
girlfriend. So we got Carmel, Jacksonville, Florida. What's your zodiac sign?
Thank you, guys.
I'm a
Thank you.
Taurus.
Oh, when's your birthday?
May 19th.
Okay.
Brendan says, flight attendant, red flag, definitely. I don't know why flight attendants, you guys get around. You guys got a bad reputation. Men, we certainly gossip at the same rate that you women gossip, but I think our gossip is more accurate than yours. We're not nearly as interested in destroying a person's reputation for no reason as you guys are. You guys are very eager to destroy the reputation of other women and people who you don't know, where men, we just like passing truth around. Robert L says, looking sharp. Drop some cash in the Cash App. Much love, man. Thank you. Appreciate you guys. All the compliments. This is how we'll always be presenting ourselves on the show from here on out. I told you guys when we came into the new year, we were going to step it up. That's what I'm trying to do. And without you guys' support, we wouldn't have been able to get to this level. So thank you, man. Appreciate you guys.
I'm a made baby too. Thought it could be the same day, but we still made babies. All right. So we got Carmel, Jacksonville, Florida, 35, Taurus, flight attendant, one son that's 12, never married, engaged. Her fiance died in a car accident. That's so terrible. What kind of man you looking for, honey?
I would like a sweet guy, someone who's respectful, protective, caring, loving, honest. Even when you think it's gonna hurt, just be honest. And someone who is financially stable. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Okay.
You have to manage how much truth you give women, fellas. Women don't know themselves, and you have to keep that in mind. And that's why they need your protection. You don't need to be insult. You don't need to insult them, but understand that they need your protection. When women say that they want you to tell them the truth, even if it hurts, they actually don't mean it. they don't know what they're talking about. Like and all of us guys know what it's like where a woman forces the truth out of us, and then here comes a toaster upside our head. We all know what it. Stop it.
He look a certain way.
You have to manage it.
I'm not gonna say he has to look a certain way, because I am like, how do I explain it? As long as his energy is good with mine, of course you want him to be attractive.
Much love for Ronald Mitchell for taking the show sponsor spot as well. Thank you, Ronald.
To me, but I don't have like a certain type. As long as I like his energy and he's attractive to my eyes.
Jacob says, let's keep the likes up, keep it going. Yeah, for real. We're kind of at a likes disparagement. We're good. A lot of people are showing up, but we need to get the likes up as people come in, hit the like button. Okay.
That's all that matters.
Okay. What are your deal breakers?
Anyone who's disrespectful, anyone who men who call females bitches or refer to them as bitches or anything like that. If you don't have your finances together, unstable, I should say, and if you if you're a person who can't listen or take positive feedback or anything like that, then yeah, I can't do that.
Okay.
Wait, fellas. This is something that you guys need to watch out for. All the fellas watching. Women who typically say, I can't deal with you, you just can't take feedback or you can't listen. These are women who could possibly be fishing for equal leadership in the dynamic. And you don't need this new breed of woman who wants to split leadership with you. You need to be able to listen to me too and whatever. No, she needs to listen to you. There needs to be a final say person in the relationship. I know that everybody wants to believe that since we're evolving and women are making money, that now two people can have say. That's dysfunction. It has nothing to do with misogyny. It has something to do with where, on basketball teams and on sports teams, there are captains and leaders and designated leadership for reasons, so that goals can be accomplished. Which will make you all think monogamous situations are any different. They're not.
Make a certain amount of money.
I would say 85K and up.
Buy a dog, die alone.
Now, you might on some level pass you could pass the physical test for some men who make 100K. And when you women say 80K, I know that you mean 100. I'm not playing that game. So again, again, I can't even really rate you until you women start walking out natural and coming out with your natural aesthetic. Nobody can rate you women. So all I really can go off of is that you're fit. You have decent face symmetry on some level. I'm not even sure if that's your hair. I don't know how to rate you. And when we do the rating shows, you women who are just like completely prosthetic, you might as well not even call into the show. The show will be of no use to you. Much love to Bronson Covington. He dropped 20 in the Cash App. Says for do something nice suit and another great show. Much love, Bronson. Thank you. Strong name. Thank you very much.
85K and up. Okay. Let's do the Kendra Cam.
I don't know if you can see me.
Oh, nice.
Lord have mercy. We must stay focused, brothers. We must stay focused.
It looks like you're in good shape.
Yeah, like I said, physically, yeah, somebody making 80K might want to pull the trigger. But again, that's not where it ends for guys. We don't just stop at physical. That's, what's going on in your mind and how you think. Your willingness to get on our page probably is the most important thing when it comes to the long term, winning us in the long term. So let's go ahead and continue.
Ready for the new year?
Yeah.
Your house looks clean. Okay. Carmel, when was your last relationship?
A year and some change ago.
Was it your ex-fiance?
Yes.
Okay. You don't have to answer, but I'm gonna ask. When's the
It's not
last
a
time you was
BBL.
intimate
I don't
with
think that's a
someone?
BBL matrix. I don't think
I
that's a
prefer
BBL.
not to answer that.
Okay.
That's
3
natural.
flaws you have to work on.
I would say my 3 flaws to work on would be to, I guess, listen more.
Oh, Dion. Oh, this
try
is
not
Dion.
to be
Oh, much love. Actually, that was Dion who dropped that in the cash app. Much love. My bad, man. I do it every time. My bad.
I'm a little like nonchalant. So like if I get not nonchalant, if there's conflict, I'll try to avoid it instead of like just, talking about it. I feel like I want to avoid it until I'm ready to speak about it. And sometimes that doesn't work with people. So I guess I got to figure that out. And then my third one would be, I think
baby hairs.
I guess just better communicating overall.
Okay. What's the age range you want to date, Carmel? You are 35.
I would do from 29 to, I guess, 53.
Okay, yeah, she looking at 29. Women who are trying to go too far under their age at over 30, I start to think you're just trying to get your back going. But it's weird. It changes once men are in their mid 30s and then start dating older women. Then it starts to become more acceptable. Like I'm a 30-something-year-old man. Like I would date an older woman, but it varies case by case. Much love to James Dent. He just dropped 40 and took the cash out. Much love, James. Appreciate you. You've been still in the sponsor spot all month. I appreciate your support, brother. You're one of them ones.
Oh, you go older.
Yes. I've always dated.
You only date older?
I've always dated like usually men who are older than me.
Okay. Usually men older. Got you. Okay. Should he be in Jacksonville, Florida?
No, he doesn't have to be in Jacksonville.
That's right.
I can travel.
Yeah, let's say I forgot you're a flight attendant. Could he have kids?
Yes, that's fine. I would say older, preferably. I'm fine with like 1 or 2 younger, but like not baby younger. Like I have a 12-year-old, so 11, 12 and up, that's fine.
Okay. Let's do the Kendra Cam.
Oh, again?
Oh no, that's my fault. Why would a guy be lucky to be with you? Did I ask you that question?
No.
Okay, why would a guy be lucky to be with you?
I'm a caring person. I love to cater to someone that I'm with. I like to build them up. I like to have fun, travel, go places, enjoy each other, spend time with each other. I'm sorry, I'm so nervous. Spend time with each other. And I'm just like an overall family person. Like I love being around family and, things like that.
Okay.
DC says certified travelution. I agree, DC. And you want to know why I agree? I agree because she keeps bringing up travel. Like she keeps trying to just inject it in. Like it's like you don't get men. We're starting to get tuned. We're starting to become aware of the fact that you guys are narrowing us down to a vacation and an experience. Pictures on IG. Men aren't going to just continue to just be narrowed down to a vacation. We can smell you women who are just looking for a trip, just looking for dinner, looking for somewhere to go.
Let's do it. I think you're dope. Are you on the Kendra G Singles dating app?
I downloaded the app, but I didn't make a profile yet. I downloaded it yesterday.
You're not that dope. I take my dope. You're not that dope anymore. I'm joking. I'm joking.
Today, Kendra.
You gotta create your profile because that's the way the guy can reach out to you. Okay. How many?
So 3 faces here, and then I don't know I can't keep count.
Now, a lot of with a lot of you women who have a lot of tattoos, and thank goodness there's a lot of painless removal processes nowadays. Because a lot of you women are gonna have to get rid of some of these tattoos if you want to deal with the high earning men, sophisticated men, men who want to dress, or men who want to go to places or in environments and in the constituency is of high level. They're not gonna bring tatted women up. And check this out: it doesn't matter if they have tattoos themselves. Sometimes you're not a man. Men don't want their women tatted up. Sometimes even when they're tatted head to toe, they don't want their woman tatted up usually. Much love to Arthur. He dropped the 12 just to ensure that we made another show. Much love, Arthur. Appreciate you. Much love going out for the OG. We're at almost 500 people in the room, which is pretty awesome. But can we get some of those people to hit the like button so we can keep this going? Okay, let's go ahead and continue.
I have a lot, but it's like here, my arm, here, and my shoulder.
Oh, so you have a lot of tattoos then?
Yes.
Okay. All right. I didn't even notice it. I don't know how he noticed it.
Probably because he sees this one.
Oh, okay. Okay. Okay, yeah, I didn't even notice your tattoos. Child, the cousins be paying attention. They can see.
They see everything. I would be reading them comments.
They see everything. They said, who are the faces of? Now we're intrigued. They want to know who the faces of.
It's African artwork.
So do you know these? Who are they? Are they people in particular?
No, it's just like there's an artist on Instagram. Her name's Sarah Engolish, and she does African artwork. So that's what it is.
So the faces of are just random African people?
Yeah, it's like people that she draws. It's not even real people. It's just African artwork.
Gotcha. Okay. Oh, random faces. Okay. All right. Okay. Well, shout out to the person who asked about the tattoos, child. We got another side of you. I didn't even know you had tattoos, child. All right. Download the dating app Kendra G Singles and create your profile.
Okay.
Bye, baby.
Is that
all right.
good?
Okay. Now, feature presentation. Let's get into it. Finally. Now, stuff like this doesn't happen on Kendra G's show often. You're definitely in the right place. If you come into the room, you're new, hit the like button. Now, before the call speaks for itself, so I'm not going to do a long preamble. But what I am going to say is a lot of you black women, you need to present yourself better on camera. Like the low cut shirts, letting a bunch of cleavage hang, or the free twerk shows, all this. It doesn't really look good in the face of you women trying to claim that you're being falsely over-sexualized in the media or in society. I'm here to say that that's not true. I'm here to say that a lot of BWs are over-sexualizing themselves. They are coming out half naked, half dressed, not presenting themselves properly, and then turning around and saying that society is over-sexualizing them. It's not true. Kendra G's show is just another place that puts that on display, that you women don't know how to present yourself. Men, of course, we're men, so we don't mind, looking at some cleavage if it's around. But that doesn't mean you should have it exposed. And it's not going to attract the kind of men that you want. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into it. Let's spin the clip.
I'll work with it. Your name is Faye?
And then she keeps bouncing up and down the whole time. It's
Lord
just
have
like,
mercy. We must stay focused, brothers. We must stay focused.
Ma'am, it's not again, you're not gonna hook the sophisticated guy, the guy who's decent, presenting yourself like this. But anywho, let's go.
Yes, it is. Hi.
Hi, Faye. Where are you calling me from?
I'm calling from Brooklyn, New York.
Brooklyn, how old are you?
I'm 38.
38. What you do for a living?
I'm a therapist and I'm a real estate investor.
Therapist, real estate investor.
Much love to Squared Away. He says the hardware is good, but the software is corrupted. Much love, Squared Away. Thank you. He got 5.
Do you have any kids?
I don't.
No kids. Have you ever been married?
Not after 8.
Never.
Okay. And what's your zodiac sign, love?
I'm a Leo.
A Leo. Faye, I'll work with it, but it's better if you're closer so we can see your face a little bit more. Because when you're closer, I can see you better. All right. Okay. Let's do it. We got Faye, Brooklyn, New York, 38, is a Leo. You said you are a therapist, correct?
Skip said,
Yes.
damn. What's up,
Therapist,
Skip?
also a real estate investor, no kids, never married. What kind of man you looking for, girl?
Well, I'm a little nervous, so excuse me. I'm looking for a man that's God-fearing, a man that's a leader. I'm looking for a man that's I wrote it down as well.
Therapist, also a real estate investor, no kids.
Self-sufficient. I wrote it down as well.
Wait, hold on.
I'm
Let
look
me. You got a list? Let me put my 2025 manifestation glasses on. All right, I'm gonna start calling the chakras. Go ahead, do it.
okay. No, I just said God fearing, a leader, someone who is kind, someone who has integrity, someone consistent, someone who is loyal, someone who is marriage minded, someone without kids, preferably, um, and also a man that's willing to be a provider without the 50-50 mindset.
Okay. So you want him? You want to have kids?
I do.
Okay. So you want a man with no kids that you can start a family with, and you want him to be the sole provider.
Not necessarily the sole provider. So what that means is that I'm flexible because I live in reality as well. So I would prefer a man that's a provider, of course. However, I would prefer a man, even if he's only making 50K, that's fine with me, as long as he's aiming to be the provider, if that makes sense. So that he's not looking for someone, he's not going in with the mindset of 50-50.
I beg your pardon?
A lot of you women who rightfully should be looking for men who make $50,000 a year, you screw it up by saying, but you have to eventually be more though. Like you have to eventually be more than 50K. See, that's the proof right there that you don't deserve the man who makes 50K. You want to transform a man from 50K a year to 100K a year, which means you don't appreciate the man who makes 50K a year. That way you can cover both territories. It's not going to happen. A lot of you women try to do both. You think that you guys try to cheat. You say, oh, hey, he can make 50K as long as he's working toward making like 70. Just ask for 70 and be honest. And it's funny, these are the same women who are saying, I don't like cheaters. I don't like liars.
But he's willing to
Much,
work towards that or get
much love to Latino Trauma Surgeon says, looking for a man she does not qualify for. He tried 45. That means he took the sponsor spot. Much love, man. Let's get into it.
Person, like some people just are not. That's why when the men are really, really on, it's like they in the comment section and they going, these are mean spirited, hurt men because
but supposedly.
So, why is he not a good guy no more? Deal breakers, honey.
Deal breakers. A man who is not loyal, a man who is not marriage minded, a man with multiple children with different women, a man who is a womanizer, and a man that's unemployed, but that goes without saying. And that's it.
Okay. Should he look a certain way?
Well, I would like someone that's handsome, of course. But if he's not handsome, he just can't be ugly. That's fine. As long as I can look at him, we're fine. But of course, I prefer someone that's handsome. Height, I'm 5'5", so I prefer someone that's maybe 5'8" to 6'5", between there.
5'8" to 6'5".
My dog died alone.
Man, I'm not surprised that you just did that because that's the same way you did finance. You said, oh, 50, but really as long as you can eventually be more. So you're always trying to have one foot in and one foot out. This is very telling of the paradigm that you live in psychologically. You think you can have it all. Much love to Eugene. He dropped 30. Let's get it. He says, I can't read it exactly how you put it because we gotta stay monetized. but he basically said something about what he would do to this lady's fun bags. And he said, and then he would put her back on the shelf. He wouldn't keep her. He just would play with the fun bags, and then he'd leave her alone, like what most of us would do. They do look like fun. She shouldn't have them out. Most of us, not all of us black men are just solely booty men. Some of us love is the breasts. Okay, let's get back into it.
Okay. Should he make a certain amount of money?
Well, that's tricky. So I think if he makes 50K, that'll be okay. That's low, but he may have assets that he has, like owning properties or stocks and bonds.
No, ma'am, he doesn't. Let me read these super chats so I can cook her real quick. Socially Detached says, why do they think manifestation is the key to life? It seems like they used to duck self-improvement. Yeah, it's just, I don't know, man, because it's less work. They're trying to find a shortcut. That's why. It's just because it's less work. Oh, I can just think it up. I can just think it. Then you don't have to do anything. Squared Away says, BLP, damn, I've officially bequeathed. I have officially bequeathed therapist as a red flag profession, along with nurses, flight attendants, and real estate agents. I second that. I do. I think Mr. Samuels actually did talk about therapists and how it's not good to date them, and how therapists often give horrible relationship advice, but they can help you with your life, but they're not necessarily relationship experts. A lot of times they just tell you to break up with everybody who you're dealing with a lot of the time. I agree. I second that. Okay, let's continue.
It depends on his mindset of how he deals with handling money. Okay. And how many children he has.
But I thought you want a guy with no kids.
No, I mean, I prefer a guy with no children, but I would be willing to date a man who has children under the right circumstances.
Gotcha. Okay. Let's do that, Kendra Cam.
Okay. So maybe I'll move the camera back a little bit. Oops.
Lord have mercy. We must stay focused, brothers. We must stay focused.
We see you, girl. The girl's been in shape in 2025, child. Y'all got these bodies together. You look good. All right. Faye, do you want the guy to be in Brooklyn?
No, I'm willing to travel for the right person.
Okay. When was your last relationship?
The last real relationship was about 4 years ago. I was talking to someone from the show a few weeks ago, but that didn't work out, unfortunately.
From my show?
Mm-hmm.
He was on the show?
Yes, he was. He was the younger guy in Columbus, Ohio.
Okay, now we've gotten to the point of the show that's probably the most important. What's brought us all here, the reason why the numbers have done so well today, because this was unbelievably delusional of this lady. Now, this is what happens when you've just lived in your own reality for so long that you're not prepared to have an honest conversation. And when you're or in your heyday, you got a lot of yeses. So now that the yeses are slowing down and you're starting to not all of your outcomes are positive, you're starting to just aim a rifle at the men in the dating market and try to just blame them for why you aren't getting results. And I want to say Kendra G did actually a very good job of not letting this woman just avoid taking accountability. I must say. So let's go ahead and get into it and let's see how it went.
You got to tell me something he said.
Okay.
How old was he?
He was 28 and he was in Columbus, Ohio.
No, I can't remember.
And
but
he was the young guy he was the young guy that all of the women wanted. He was a good guy, supposedly.
So, why is he not a good guy no more?
It just didn't work out. I just felt as though he wasn't as serious as he portrayed on the show. That's all.
Or maybe, to his defense, maybe, I don't know what happened, because if it just, Did he mislead you? Did he make it seem like he really wanted to get to know you further?
He did. However, unfortunately, from the show, of course, you get so much attention from the show. So I think because he got so much attention from the show, he wasn't ready to settle down with just one person, in my opinion.
I can't make him a bad guy for that though.
No, I don't think he's a bad guy. I don't think he's a bad guy.
You said that you don't think he's as serious as he portrayed to be.
Yeah, I just think, and that should be part of the type of man that I want as well. I just think that you should be a person of integrity. I think your words should match your actions. So he's not a bad guy, but I'm sorry.
Did you guys ever meet in person?
We did.
Did y'all get intimate?
No.
Okay, good. I'm happy you didn't. You're not lying to me?
No, I'm not lying.
Okay. Could this be an option? Maybe he just wasn't that into you?
Well, yes, but if your words have to match your actions. So your words can't say that you're into me.
2025, ladies, here is the deal. Follow the actions and not the words.
Exactly.
Okay, so this, because I'm going to say this, and just like this show, first of all, women, and I'm not going to defend men, but it is hard to tell women truth, right?
It is hard to tell women truth. And Kendra, I want to say something because you always accidentally have a Freudian slip. What's wrong with you defending men? Because I'm an advocate of men through the work that I do, that doesn't mean I don't care about women having success in the dating market. What's wrong with you defending men? This sisterhood stuff is becoming destructive. It's muddying up you guys' brains to where you think this is a competition. It isn't. It's a discussion, and an important one. But first, the leaders of the conversation have to be mature and be thinking about this like a mature person. Like you're 50 years old and you think that this is like anything you can do, I can do better. Like this is men versus women. It's not.
So if a person, like some people just are not, that's why when the men are really, really on, it's like they in the comment section and they go, these are mean-spirited, hurt men. Because most men do not want to hurt women's feelings, right? I'm not excusing the lies, but there's most men who don't want to hurt your feelings, so they may never communicate it in words, but their actions will always tell you what it is, right? So a man can say all nice things, just like a job interview. Oh, I think you're great. You're perfect for this company. And then you leave and then they never call you back. It's like, how was I perfect for this company? Because they didn't want to tell you to your face, you don't get this job. We're never going to call you again. So they're going to make you feel good, but the actions won't agree. So in 2025, ladies, don't get all wooed by the words. Follow the actions. And that's how you're going to know how a person, and fellas, you can follow this too, because sometimes y'all be wasting time on women who don't like y'all. And that's just what it comes down to. Y'all be wanting a girl who don't like you.
Whatever. You said that you don't defend men, so don't try to talk to men. Mark says, so she wants a God-fearing man. But if that man told her to cover up and put clothes on, she wouldn't want that guy. A comment of the day. That's absolutely true. She say he's controlling too. She's trying to control me. He's controlling. He's trying to tell me what I can wear outside. Why is he trying to tell me what to wear? Black men are so controlling. It's very disingenuous, and it's just, again, they don't like the men in the church. They think that they're feminine. They think that they're not strong.
This applies to men too. Follow the actions.
Exactly. And I did have to tell that person, I said, words, in my opinion, words tell people who you want to be, but your actions tell who you really are. So that's just my opinion on the situation. But so the actions wasn't matching. It just wasn't matching with the words. So I had to go.
Right. Okay. Fair enough. I can't recall the guest still, but that's fine. We'll keep going.
Well, he was very popular on the show. Like, you really promoted him. And
You
he
want to tell
had
me his
the
name?
video had over like 200, 300K likes. So it was so many women. He told me he didn't know how to choose. Though that's what. So
now I want to figure it out. So now I'm gonna figure it out. Okay, when was he on the show?
It happened.
I've been to the Olympics with boxing. I've been to 5 different.
Maybe 2 months ago, if that.
Okay, tell us his name.
Oh, Kendra, I thought you was gonna try to figure it out.
Okay, give me some more. Columbus, Ohio, 20.
I mean, ma'am, you've given up this much information thus far. You might as well divulge the man's information. He's already been on the show. So what's the point? Again, childish for 38.
Hey, did he not have kids?
He had no kids, and he was willing to date an older woman. And you was like, you should date someone younger.
Oh, yeah, he should. Okay, I think I'm starting to try to remember. Oh, was he the guy that they said was gay, and he said, bring your mama or your
yes,
girlfriend?
Exactly.
Why'd you want to? You're 38, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Why did you want to date him now?
Honestly, I wanted to date him because, honestly, just like you said, words speak, no, actions speak louder than words. So he said a lot of good things that I was interested in.
Yeah, but okay, listen, I understand you can find love younger, but, and I said this, I think I talked to this group of women, because I know this group of women. Let that man be with a woman his age. I specifically was saying ladies older, and I understand it, because there's not a lot of good guys left. But leave that 28-year-old baby to the women in his age category so he can build a family with a woman around his age.
I hear what you're saying. However, it just depends on his age group and what the women in his age group is offering, if they're not offering anything serious. So it just depends on the person. I don't think.
So the women in the younger demographic, they're not offering anything serious. This is a very typical argument and counter from older post-dated women in the dating market. They say, oh, well, what about the younger guys who are looking for a more mature conversation or whatever, blah, 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 blah. Nothing could be further from the truth, because guys, we could care very little about how mature your conversation is. We don't like you. We care more about you knowing when to shut up, when to speak, when not to, voice tonality. We're not looking to you to have like conversation that's as stimulating as another guy at the Y, or somebody who we're hanging out with, another guy, another male constituency who would be far more entertaining.
Think it has anything to do with the age, really, to a certain extent. But it depends on the person's maturity and what they're ready for, in my opinion. So I thought, because you, on your show, like you said, you have 40-something-year-old, 50-something-year-old men that are womanizers and are not good men.
Well,
but
here's
then
the
you have a
difference.
20-something-year-old.
What does that got to do with anything?
Here's the difference. When a man who is 40 dates 10 or 15 years younger, he's also dating with the mindset he paying for everything. So let me tell you, that's why it's not equal. So when a guy is 40 years old and he's like, I want a 25, 28-year-old woman, more than likely he got enough money to be the provider. So it's not like he is expecting her to pay everything. So you tell me if I'm wrong or not. And I think you already said you don't want a 50-50 thing. Was you going to be the sole provider and pay for the bulk of that relationship?
No. So what I mean by that is that
well, younger men are not in their financial stride at 28 a lot of the times. What 28-year-old are you talking about who is going to be financially equipped to be able to take care of a woman who's 38 and is in the back end of her life? And you probably can't give them a kid at this point. There are some black women who go ahead and have children at 46 or whatever. I got an auntie who did it. That doesn't mean she should have. Just because she did it, that doesn't mean that was what she was supposed to do. That's just what she did.
Willing to go 50-50 if that makes sense. But if I have to go 50-50, right? A man, in my opinion, should not be comfortable with the mother of his children or his wife having to, I guess, go directly back to work after, you know, she gives him his children. So I think most men by nature want to provide for their women and the women that they care about. So what I'm saying, even if he's not there yet, that's fine, but he can't go in with the mindset of 50-50, if that makes sense. So I'm willing to go 50-50, but the man cannot have the 50-50 mindset. It sounds a
I
little
understand that,
confusing,
but
but you
this is what I'm
understand?
saying. I get that. But I think what you
It's funny. In an era of women claiming to be as independent as a man, we hear now more than ever women saying that they can do anything that men can do and that they're just as valuable as a man, just as strong as a man, whatever. The idea of sharing the financial load with a man is just so burdening to a woman. And these are the same women who are out here trying to compete with men. When you hear black women speak, they say things like, "Oh yeah, we're outpacing y'all. Y'all can't keep up with us." Blah 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 blah. As if you're really just leaving black men in the dust. But all you are is something that eventually wants to be taken care of and nurtured by a black man. You all should watch your step. You really should. It's not wise. Let's go ahead and get back into it.
what you got to realize is, listen, I'm not God, right? So I don't want to say what I say is absolute, but here are some common things. Usually if a person is dating younger, I know there's celebrity lifestyles. I'm taking them out of the category. I'm talking about regular people. You would be a sugar mama. So if you're going to be willing, if you want something younger, the expectation is you would be the breadwinner, because that would be the only reason why a guy of his stature, who I do remember him now, he was tall, he was dark, he was well spoken. I did think he was a remarkable man, and
Let's think if we can quickly think of some archetypes where some people have married, where men have married younger and the woman was older and it worked out. Like some people say, okay, Denzel's woman's about 4 years older than him. I think that that's not significant enough of an age gap, because what she's talking about is 10 years. I think at one point Ashton Kutcher tried to get people to think he wasn't homosexual by dating Demi Moore. And it was a time where she was like almost 50 years old, I think, and she had a bunch of kids. And this was like prime Ashton Kutcher. And this, for some reason, just made me think, yeah, he's probably gay. Just him trying to do that. There's been other times where, you know, I see younger men and they date older women. And like Kendra says, a lot of times you find out that the younger man he has some sort of financial agenda, or he has financial incentive to be around the woman. Like men in barbershops, we talk about how we would sleep with Oprah, but there has to be a dollar amount attached to it, which means that Oprah's looks can't overshadow, or her money can't overshadow her looks and her appearance. Her appearance will always be her value, no matter what. Even if she was dealing with a younger guy who only has $4, he still sees Oprah and he's like, man, if I'm gonna sleep with you, like, I need at least 50,000. At least, like, you know. And how long? Oh, two days? Oh, 100,000. And I need a nose plug and Pepto-Bismol.
specifically said he should date women around his age, unless there's a woman who want to cash him out, because that's the only reason why a man like him is going to date older, if the woman paying for everything. And if the woman ain't paying for everything, there ain't no need for him to even consider a woman 10 years older.
I hear what you're saying, but that's not the words that came out of his mouth.
Well,
I hear what you're saying, but I was going by the words that came out of his mouth, that he was looking for something genuine. So I was not looking to be the sugar mama. Honestly, we didn't even talk about money, because honestly, in my opinion, that's tacky to talk about money. Like, I'm not looking for a man for money.
Y'all gotta learn the game. This is the pushback. This is why sometimes women just can't get successful, because y'all not understanding the game. I'm telling you what it is. A man like him, the only reason why he settles down with a woman older is if it's a sugar mama. It would make no sense otherwise. He got too many options of women in his age category that he could be with. So what would exclude them from the women of his age category is a woman who is willing to pay for everything. And that's what the men know. The men know if I'm 50 years old and I want a tenderoni 28, he got to come out of his pocket. And if he ain't come out of his pocket, he ain't going to get that 28-year-old girl. They understand what it is. So if you want a man that young, that great, that's what your expectation should be in your head. It ain't for him to say that. I'm just, and that guy on my show, let me tell you something. Men like him, I haven't talked to him directly, but I have communicated with some of the men on my show that have been on my show. They got more than 8,000. I'm not even exaggerating. More than 8,000 women reached them out. So if I got 8,000 suggestions, if I'm gonna go older, it's gonna be the woman who flying me out. Say, I want to meet you. What you want? You want sneakers? You want Christmas? I mean, I think like the Christmas.
Kendra, I think you're giving your own
Shame.
opinion because that's not the words that came out of his mouth.
I'm telling y'all.
No, because I do know that you said you did tell him that you prefer for him to date a younger woman. You did say that. However, that's not what he chose to do, and he was adamant. That's what I liked about him too. He wasn't a follower. You said one thing and he stood on it. No, I want to date older women as well. So I think part of what you're saying is true, but at the same time,
I'm gonna rewind that part of the show. Excuse me. I didn't realize I was muted when I changed my camera. Damn, that happened to me in a long time. I'm gonna take that time to catch up on some super chats too, because those have been coming in. Project Leroy says Kendra wants the men to be honest while wanting women to lie. That's very true. She doesn't want him to have options while she can keep her options available. That's true. That's true. I'm gonna react to that whole. I'm gonna re-react to that part we just missed. I rewind it back and everything because I hate when that happens to you guys. And y'all paid y'all money, show sponsored. Let's go back.
I do remember him now. He was tall. He was dark. He was well spoken. I did think he was a remarkable man, and I specifically said he should date women around his age, unless there's a woman who want to cash him out, because that's the only reason why a man like him is going to date older if the woman paying for everything. And if the woman ain't paying for everything, there ain't no need for him to even consider a woman 10 years older.
I hear what you're saying, but that's not the words that came out of his mouth.
Colson says, hearing Kendra say, put you up on game is hilarious. Let's go, godson. Yeah, it is. Like, Kendra's wild. Thank you for that contribution.
I was going by the words that came out of his mouth, that he was looking for something genuine. So I was not looking to be the sugar mama. Honestly, we didn't even talk about money because honestly, in my opinion, that's tacky to talk about money. Like, if I'm not looking for a man for money.
Y'all gotta learn the game. This is the pushback. This is why sometimes women just can't get successful, because y'all not understanding the game. I'm telling you what it is. A man like him, the only reason why he settles down with a woman older is if it's a sugar mama. It will make no sense otherwise. He got too many options of women in his age category that he could be with. So what would exclude them from the women of his age category is a woman who is willing to pay for everything. And that's what the men know. The men know if I'm 50 years old and I want a tenderoni 28, he got to come out of his pocket. And if he ain't come out of his pocket, he ain't going to get that 28-year-old girl. They understand what it is. So if you want a man that young, that great, that's what your expectations should be in your head. It ain't for him to say.
Hate to say it, Kendra's mini cooking. Mini. Stolen talking points, but she's got the right idea in mind. And I like that she's trying to defend a valuable black man, and she wants him to get a better option. Men want that for themselves also, ladies, believe it or not. We want the best option available for ourselves. Go figure. For all the women who are like, oh, I'm really disqualified because I got too many baby daddies. I'm really disqualified because I'm too fat. I'm really disqualified because I focus too much on my career. Yes.
That I'm just and that guy on my show. Let me tell you something. Men like him, I haven't talked to him directly, but I have communicated with some of the men on my show that have been on my show. They got more than 8,000. I'm not even exaggerating. More than 8,000 women reaching them out. So if I got 8,000 suggestions, if I'm gonna go older, it's gonna be the woman who's flying me out. Say, I want to meet you.
This is what the worst kind of denial looks like up close, people. This is if you ever heard the term denial, this is as close as it gets.
You want sneakers? You want Christmas? I mean, I think like
the Kendra, I think you're giving your own opinion because that's not the words. No, because I do know that you said you did tell him that you prefer for him to date a younger woman. You did say that. However, that's not what he chose to do, and he was adamant. That's what I liked about him too. He wasn't a follower. You said one thing and he stood on it. No, I want to date older women as well. So I think part of what you're saying is true, but at the same time, a lot of that I feel as though, Kendra, you know, I respect you, is that's a lot of your personal opinion about who he should date.
That is not her personal opinion. Shame on you, ladies.
You are really dumb, for real.
That is not that's actually her either stealing talking points from shows like this one and other platforms out here, and she's listening to men. Something you're not doing. This is why you're 38 years old and you don't understand men, because you haven't been paying attention to men.
Because honestly, yeah, I'm a little bit older, but I'm a catch.
I didn't say.
I beg your pardon.
My dog died alone.
That's for the men to decide. You don't just get to say you're a catch. You're 38 and single, and you look good on some level. What about that screams catch?
Wait, I have a lot to offer.
Listen, here's the deal. I never said you wasn't a catch, so hear me correctly.
No, I know.
But what I think is, here's the reality. Just like you're not a catch for everybody, I'm not a catch for everybody. Not every man views every woman as a catch. So let's start there, because I understand this is always tough. I'm not trying to demean you in any way.
No, you're not.
But I'm gonna. But this isn't a personal opinion. This is just the observation of what I've learned from dating the show. If a man that is younger dates a woman older, maybe for a while it could be a fun time, but in the long game, I do not believe he's going to stay with that woman if he has a lot of options, if the money isn't a component. And you correct me if I'm wrong. If y'all know a woman who's married to a man that's 10 years younger than her,
it's a lot. I think Denzel Washington, I think his wife is.
Okay, but let's talk about.
Tell you right now.
I don't know. Is she 10 years different?
Let me tell you.
I'm not sure. Don't get me to lying. I'm not.
And
sure.
I think also they met very, very young.
Exactly. You don't know anything about Denzel Washington in the dynamic of his marriage. Shame on you, ma'am. Sitting up to your head in failure, trying to use success as your example. I need you to step back up off Denzel, all right?
Like they kind of, and she met him. I mean, I don't know the whole story, so let me start there. But from my understanding, before he was famous, they were together, and she was a big component of the way he talks about her, inspiring him, being there for him during the whole thing. So it's not, I could be wrong, but I don't know if she met him at 38 and he was 28. I could be wrong. I don't know the story. So y'all can tell me the answer to that. But okay, either way, you gave me pushback. So in the end, why did it not work out?
I just, honestly, in my opinion, it could be just that he just wasn't that into me. Or what I really think, I think the show got to his ego. And yeah, I think it got to his ego. That's my opinion.
How long did y'all communicate? Why do you say it got to his ego?
I say it got to his ego because the man that was depicted on the show, in my opinion.
Okay, let me just stop her here. Your issue really with this guy is that he has a lot of options. And I want you to know this. He had options before the show. Okay? He had options before the show. It's just now he has a medium and a filter to be able to reflect just how many options he has. But he always had the options well before the show. Okay? So, again, your aggression or your hostility towards him is misplaced. Let's get back into it.
Was different because if you say you want genuine love and you want to build life with somebody, you wouldn't be entertaining hundreds of women. But that's the problem with the show. I met him on the show, so of course that is to be expected. But at some point, when are you gonna make a decision? He couldn't make a decision.
That's why y'all stopped talking.
No, that's not true. No, actually, yes, it is true. It's true. It's true.
Okay, so
even if I don't speak to him, he still has the ability to reach out. So yes, you're right. I'll take accountability. Yes.
I think we have to just recognize the reality. I mean, maybe people do get big egos after coming on this show, so I'm not gonna negate that. But I already know. Listen, I sit here and the only reason I'm saying it stronger is because I've been doing this for 5 years now, right? And as soon as women get who they are a catch to, like the type of man that values you as a catch, y'all will stop wasting your time on people who don't view you as a catch. Because that's the way it is. But I want to say this. I want to say this though. In his particular case, he had a lot of the major qualities. He was attractive. He was tall. He wanted to settle down. He had no kids. So yeah, he
wanted to settle down, but I think honestly.
No, but hold on, Faye. Let me say this. But if you have 8,000 or whatever, I'll bring it lower. Let's just say you have 1,000 women. He's gonna go through to figure out who's the best match for him. So that's just his reality. That's just his reality. So maybe
that's the problem. That's the problem because
it's not. How is it a problem?
No, because he wanted me to be patient and wait for him to do that, but I'm not gonna do that because
again, that goes back to Kendra saying that oftentimes a layer of dishonesty is sort of used to smooth through situations, and that if men functioned on 100% honesty with women, you all would snap. That was his way of trying to smooth it over, and he probably could smell what Kendra smells on you, that you were becoming insulted. So he tried to make it seem like I'll be back, maybe, just hold tight. And you're probably like, are you really gonna go out there and look at those options? You really gonna look at all those other girls? And he's like, yeah, because they're there. You probably, and I know what you did. You probably foolishly was like, you mentioned it. You probably were like, I know you got all these other options, blah, 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 blah. And that's what you should have just been quiet and just let it rock out naturally. But the truth is at best, he probably just wanted to sleep with you. And that's the truth. Because Kendra's right. A lot of younger guys, a lot of times they see an older woman with a really, really nice body. We want to hit it. But if we want to keep you and you can't give us a child and you're probably more stuck in your ways about certain things than other women, it's not likely.
Because that doesn't make sense. It makes sense for him because, remember, he's on the winning end of the spectrum. That does not benefit me. You understand what I mean? For him,
because it's not your value.
My dog died.
Who said it was supposed to benefit you? The fact that he has options. This just speaks to how selfish so many modern women are. Who said that him having options was supposed to benefit you? It's to his benefit because he's the one with the options. You're crazy, lady.
To expect me to no, this is what he's telling me, to be patient with him. But
Squared Away says women can't take an L for nothing.
I'm supposed to be patient while you date other women. That just was uncomfortable.
No, you're supposed to be busy dating other men. Like,
Exactly.
you're not
Like,
even.
what do you mean?
Okay. Now, Kendra, that's one of my flaws. One of my flaws is that I put all my eggs in one basket.
Well, that's it right there. Hold on.
And she's right. That is it right there. He has 8,000 women chasing him right now. You just want him. Like those other 8,000 women who you're in line with. But see, ma'am, you're so arrogant and you're so self-centered that you don't realize that you're in line. You think it's just you. Like, you're like, well, if he don't pick me, he's not my kind of man. It's like, well, hold on. If he doesn't pick you, he just didn't pick you.
I'm sorry to correct you. I'm sorry to keep cutting you off, but I have to be honest. He still hasn't done anything wrong in the story to me.
No, I don't think he did anything wrong.
He hasn't.
No,
He's innocent.
Said, hold on.
Innocent.
You said that he depicted that he wanted genuine love. Maybe he does want.
B. Watt says he had to have beat for her to be. Oh yeah, I mean, it's starting to seem questionable. I'm starting to think that it's possible that you actually did give the draws because you're acting far too like emotional over this guy. Like he owes you something. He doesn't owe you anything.
Genuine love, and because he has so many women to vet, he's going along that journey. Now I agree with you.
That's what it was.
Yes. Now I agree with you. You don't sit and wait. You too busy in your own life, and if he come back around, I always say this: the biggest flex is not being available for your ex or for the guy. Like, oh, I'm in a relationship now. I wish you the best in life, because if you would catch, you move like a catch. You don't even got enough time to know he got 1,000 women because you already too busy. Because catches, that's how catches move. Like,
no, but he told me he had 1,000. Well, he didn't say he had 1,000, but that's how I wouldn't say cocky, but he
how
was
is
on
it
the
cocky
show,
if that's his reality?
Yes, that's his reality. But
so how is that cocky?
I don't think you communicate that with the woman, though. I don't think it's smart to communicate that with the woman that you're dating.
Oh, I see what happened. Okay. You didn't bring up the options. He did. And by the looks of things, you got triggered when he did that. And then that made you start to think like about all the options, which you already knew existed, but him saying it somehow triggered you because that made you have to come back out of you. It snapped you out of your delusion that he's solely focused on you because that's the delusion you're suffering from. Interesting.
20 to 30 other women, and
so you want to be a liar because now you want to lie.
But I don't. I don't want him to be a liar,
shame.
but he can't expect me to wait around and wait for that. That's all I'm saying.
So I agree with that. I agree that you don't wait around, but he told you the truth, and I think you said you want a man that I don't know if you said that. You want a man to tell you the truth, but if a man tells you, I got 1,000 women,
a man that tells the truth.
Okay, and if he's telling you his truth of his reality, that I got 1,000 women that hit me up, and I'm just trying to go through the process. I don't know if that's cocky or just his truth, and he's being honest.
Yeah, that's his truth. But that's like the gift and the curse from the show, because it's like, yeah, you get so much attention from the show, but when are you going to decide that you're choosing that one person that's special? Or are you going to go through hundreds of people, thousands of people? I think that's a waste of time. I think that's a waste of energy.
It's none of your business. You want to know why? Because you don't control access to dating and relationships. To relationships and marriage, excuse me. You don't decide how long the process speeds along. Men determine if you end up in a relationship or if you get married or not. You don't get to tell men to move quicker for your liking. Well, how long is it going to take you to get through all those 8,000 women? Because, hell, I'm sitting here waiting to get picked. Who said he was going to pick you, crazy? Unbelievable. And 38 years old, Jesus.
And you have to be careful with your energy as well. The amount of people that you let in and out of your life as well. So I just didn't agree with it. So
Well,
I
you
don't
never
think
been
he
in a
was wrong.
position where
I
you
just
had
don't think he was wrong.
hold on, but let me say this. You never been in a position, unless I'm wrong, where you had 1,000 tall, dark, handsome men to vet from. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think this is a great moment to recognize this is what these type of men y'all want deal with. And this is why sometimes they don't give undivided attention to one woman, because they have so many women
Exactly.
right. So, but I just don't think.
Which opens up another conversation about why most of you will have to share a man. It's true. Some of you are going to have to be okay with either accepting part of a man or not having a man at all. Some of you women can't even handle a whole man by yourself. You need a break. Some of you women, you available one night, next night you got a headache. You need a break. You need to let it rest.
So that's why it didn't work out for me, because you're not gonna breadcrumb me because you're dealing with so many other women.
Okay.
Yeah.
We got some paid questions for you.
Okay.
Let's start with a pause. Jay said, "Happy New Year, Happy New Year, Jay, Happy New Year, Jay." True Seeker said, "KG is right. This woman is delusional. It's 2025."
My dog died alone.
Oh, they said that Denzel Washington's wife is 4 years older.
I'm here
Listen,
telling you right now.
I'm standing on that. Unless you down for the Kris Jenner plan, which is an older woman who got a younger man who we know pays for the bulk of what they do. That's what you should be in the mindset of if you want something that exceptional at a younger age. That's the only reason, but we could disagree on that.
I'm with Larry. She wants his money. She wants a good deal. She wants his money. I don't even think that she's just trying to just get good looks and whatever. I think she wants his resources. And she likes him. For whatever reason, she took a liking to him. But again, she missed. She never had any conversations with any wise elders before. You can tell she doesn't have any real mentorship in her life, because usually older people will tell you before anything about the rules of like being older than men and whatever and what that comes with. The OGs are young people now. B. Watt says they'd rather share a Mercedes than own a Honda. Exactly.
We could disagree on that, but I
hear what you're saying. I'll consider that next time, Kendra, for sure. But I see 40-year-olds that act like children. So
this is
like
true, but that's what happens.
Oh God, it's the same arguments with you post-wall women every single time.
My dog died alone.
You always say, well, I see some women. There are some 40-year-old men, and they're not even mature. It doesn't change the rules, lady. That older women, you guys are gonna get less results, less positive results than the younger women in the dating market. Kendra's right. He's 28 and he's got a lot going for himself. He's a high value guy. He should be dealing with women who are probably younger than 28. His wife is probably 23 or 24 coming out of college. Crazy.
But this
exactly.
is, I
so
get
it's
it.
like you're
I know.
stuck in the middle. When you're looking for something genuine, it's different if you're just looking to waste time. But when you're looking for something genuine and to build with someone, all of that stuff matters.
I agree with that too. I understand now, because my biggest dating pool, I want to say, is between the 40 to 50 age range, and that's why I was saying, don't y'all bother this young boy, because I already know how it's gonna be. So I understand what you're saying, as in the men that are available, but that's also kind of what happens. You know, I don't make the rules, unfortunately. This one says, Hacho, or I think, I'm not sure if it's a girl or guy. Y'all gotta stop being delusional. Just because you reach out to someone doesn't mean they're who they say they are or that they want you. He's young, he can choose.
Yeah. But that's not going to be the man for me, unfortunately, because I want a man that's marriage minded. So
hold on, wait a second. The nerve of you. That's backhanded. To say that because a man has options and he's going to explore them before he makes a choice, why does that make him not marriage minded? because he won't go eeny, meeny, miny, moe and pick like you want him to do, because of course a blind man won't see that you're 38 and less better than a woman who's 28 or maybe, I don't know, 24, 23, 21. Sometimes 19, but I'm not really a fan of really, really older guys dealing with 19-year-olds, but hey, I mean, it happens. Okay.
So I'm not going to wait. I don't know how long it's going to take him to sort through all those women, but I'm not willing to wait because the women are going to keep coming. But do you have self-control to be strong and choose one woman? Because having...
Oh, so now it's a question of strength now. Now his strength is coming into question. Because if you just have to look through all those options and you have to like explore all those options, then you must be a weak man. I told you, fellas, this is why I have a job and why KS did so well, is because everything that comes with you, everything you're about, they try to make it a bad thing. Everything you are, every fabric of what makes you a man, they want to try to flip it and make it a bad thing. If you have a lot of women who desire you, then you're a man who's superficial and you're a dog. If no women desire you, they're going to call you a lame and a loser. Can't win with a demographic of women like this.
A bunch of women is not the flex, in my opinion. Having one woman is the flex. So those women are going to keep coming, but do you have self-control?
Omar Simpson says, how about compete for that man?
By dog, dog.
Shaming yourself. Ain't nobody shame.
That's an idea. How about compete? How about on your day of the week, whatever day of the week he gives the old chick in his roster? How about you make sure that everything is laid out and decked out, warm towels, massage, food. Before the marriage, too. You're not playing. You're showing him that you're trying to lock this down. Are you trying to do that? No, you don't want to do that because a 24-year-old woman is doing that. And if she's doing that, she beats you on the physical aspect and she can bear a child for him and keep doing it. She's got that over you.
So I'm looking for a man with self-control.
Okay.
And someone that's a little picky. Not picky, but he cares about who he wants to be with, who he wants to have his children, who's gonna respect his last name and his lineage, someone willing to build generational wealth with him. So these are certain things that a marriage-minded man would be looking for.
Ma'am, you should stop moving and bouncing around with this shirt that's already inappropriate. This is probably why he didn't take you serious and he just saw you as street booty because you walk around with your... I bet you when you came over, you had those things hanging out and you sprayed them and glistened them and everything. And then you probably had respect me on your forehead too. Because you're backwards.
And I think a marriage-minded man...
And I believe he had all those qualities. That if he was on a show 2 months ago, girl, it was only 2 months. It's not like it's 3 years that he's still acting this way.
Exactly. It's like you're tripping. Like how much time? Oh, he's not. I'm telling you, Kendra, it's because she's not shifting through. He isn't shifting through the options quick enough, Kendra. J to the Lil says, men accept or change how society sees them while women try to convince society to see them how they see themselves. You don't qualify. Yeah, I agree.
Maybe he's trying to, and you live where? You live in Brooklyn, New York. He lives in where again?
Columbus, Ohio.
So you was gonna move to Columbus, Ohio?
Well, no. Well, I would, but I didn't know him like that yet. So what? But definitely, I would move for love. I would move to another state for love because my credentials, they can go to other states. So
I'm here to tell you right now.
So I'm willing to.
We don't care.
Love.
Let me tell you. We don't care.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna read some of these and we're gonna just keep it moving. Dark Bubble said, I don't even have a question anymore. She don't understand men paying just to move to the next.
Yeah, I don't get it.
Mark said, "Who was he? Let's get his side of the story. Bring them on a Zoom call." Well, I don't know who he is, but I will say this much: you didn't say anything that I thought took away from anything he said. I think he's just being a 28-year-old guy talking to women, and
I think a man is only as faithful as his options. So if you're not getting that many options before, and then all of these women come, if you're not strong enough, that's why I said I want.
No. You're
tell you right now, we don't care.
You're wrong, man.
We don't care.
You're wrong. This is the problem. You think that the show messed up your chances with this guy. Like, oh, I would have had this young tenderoni had it not been for the show. Like the villain at the end of Scooby-Doo. I would have been able to get away with this had it not been for you meddling kids. Ma'am, I hope that you watch this show. It's doing great numbers right now. So you probably will. I hope that you do. Because again, you need to come down to reality and understand that you're making most of this stuff up in your head. And that this young man doesn't know you anything. You're crazy.
Because if you're not strong enough to be able to fight off temptation, I don't want you anyway.
I just don't like.
You keep trying to make it like he's a weak guy because, and you're really dumb for thinking that the options came after the show. He already had the options. Like, he was already going to be desired. Because he's a valuable man. That's why he has 8,000 women chasing him now. But you better believe it was happening in some other facet. Women were approaching him. This is just another means of making yourself available to women. You're trying to like look for other reasons to yield the blame and try to say, oh yeah, like before the show, we were good. No, you weren't. Your chances of hooking this guy were at the same place.
Jump in. I think that's not fair. If he was just on this show 2 months ago and you're saying he can't fight off temptation, he's not focused. I mean, it was only 60 days. Like, he was on an international dating show. His video was on all the platforms. Yes, it was a very popular video now that I met the guy. And maybe I don't know, maybe there is one girl that he's marriage-minded that is getting all his attention right now. I just think that because the things didn't work out with y'all, I don't think it's fair to not say he didn't represent who he said he was. He didn't say he was married, like he's not marriage-minded. I don't think those things are fair to say to him about him. Fabulous Faces says, most men lie, but he told the truth, and you're mad. Come on, sis. I think that's actually a good equality to be open and honest.
And you can see in her eyes that she would have preferred the delusion, that she would have preferred a reality where he said, you know what, yeah, like you're 38. Out of all those 8,000 women, I'm gonna pick the 38-year-old. And I'm gonna roll with you. And I'm gonna act like I don't see none of that delicious under 38-year-old women down there. All those 29, even the 32-year-old women are more desirable. He's just supposed to act like he doesn't see that. She would prefer that. And so when comedians and philosophers and different people say that women like to be lied to or whatever, I don't see why there's pushback. You show that you like to be lied to by the way you respond to the truth. Truth is like your cat throwing freezing cold water on a cat.
Bruce
B. Watt says, he represents the same type of guy she could never get. Much love. Thank you for that. Thank you for that contribution.
Stella got her groove back gone wrong.
I guess
Coffee Killer, ma'am, he just wasn't checking for you. He was trying to find the best option for him.
Exactly. So I do believe he was trying to find the best option for him, which I'm not mad about. But you're not gonna tell me to be patient and wait for you to do that.
I told you I agree
That's
with that.
different. Yeah, so that's where the situation is. So that's the angle that I'm coming from, Kendra. Is
But I would
that
say this though, no man should tell you to have to wait because you should be so busy anyways. Like if a man
yeah,
don't
but you
text
know
you
what,
back, you should
Kendra?
almost
Yeah, you're right.
like
You're
y'all
right.
gotta stop. This is the problem. So many women and a lot of women do this. If you single, you single. Nobody gets your exclusive time. And you should be as busy and as serious about your life, about your dating options. I'm not saying sleep with everybody. So hear me when I tell you, right? I'm not telling you that. That's not the message. But if a man ain't checking for you, you ain't checking for him. Like that's as simple as it is. And if you to catch, and maybe not to catch him or whatever, but if he wants to lock it down, he better lock it down for somebody else's. That's how catches move around. Like, oh, I'm not available. My bad. I haven't heard from you in 3 weeks. I got a whole new man, child. But you know, I wish you the best in life.
Yeah, so that's one of my flaws. Like I said, you know what it is. I do try to look at the best in people. That's a flaw. Another flaw is
Trying to see the best in people. How's that a flaw? That's certainly. I told you guys. I'm trying to tell you guys. I'm not going to end the show here. I'm trying to tell you guys. These women, they're far more narcissistic than the narcissist that they're trying to put a spotlight on 24/7, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Black women are always trying to say a man is a narcissist. Yet when you all are asked to name a flaw, something that's wrong with yourself, what pops into your head is like, I'm too giving, or I'm too patient, or I'm too understanding. Things that are positive. That's incredibly narcissistic. That when you're supposed to be critiquing yourself and it's an opportunity to learn and to grow, you just pat yourself on the back once more. Showing that in your subconscious mind, you don't believe anything is wrong with you at all. Interesting. This was a great show. Hope you guys got something out of it. I certainly hope that the feature presentation finds this recording and watches it and rewatches it and learns herself. She's crazy. Something's wrong with her. But sadly to say, when it comes to Black women, I'm starting to more wanting to focus on women under, not like all the other women are helpless, but I'm more wanting to focus on the women under 29 when it comes to like, if you still have a chance to get married out here. Some women over that will still get married. You're outliers, but you will get married. But a lot of you women over 35 in the Black community, man, you're cooked. Like you're cooked. You're unbelievably cooked. You just really are so lost, and you're stuck in your ways. You're lost and you don't care that you're lost. So it's impossible to help you with your issues, with your struggles. As I sat here and tried to bear through that, I wonder what Mr. Samuels would have thought of that, what he would have done, how he would have handled you. But I also came to the quick realization that he probably wouldn't be able to do anything for you. He probably would have just had to end up going back and forth with you like Kendra G did, and you would have tried to tell him your logic and get him to understand your science and whatever. And the exchange would have went bad. You probably would have gone viral, and that would have been that. But he's needed. We need men talking to a lot of you women, because a lot of you women, you guys don't do well talking to women, because you guys are expecting women to be on your side on that sisterhood bullshit. Mythology New York says, Scooby-Doo analogy was hilarious. Great case study on the older women who burn up their youth opportunities, trying to shame, guilt, and manipulate, and and mother her way back to the younger man she passed up. Facts. Much love. Thank you for that super chat. But yeah, it's something that we're going to be seeing a lot. We're going to be seeing a lot of older women trying to trip up the younger Black women, because I don't know, when I see older, and I don't have a lot of examples, but when I do see older women in other ethnicities speak to the younger women, it just doesn't seem like they're trying to get their women to not get on the page of the men in their community. It seems more affirmative, like they're saying, go find a man, so on and so forth. But in the Black community, it's like, don't focus on a man. We had that woman who said she didn't want to start a business, or she's 28, but she's too young to start a family. That's how we're ending up with 38-year-old single women in the Black community. There are older women telling our younger women that they should wait until they're 30 years old to start thinking about a man, knowing damn well that they've never seen anybody when they were growing up do it that way, and it worked out. It's like some theory black women have been working for a long time, and it hasn't paid off. They're just continuing to work the theory. So if anybody's watching this show and just wondering, like, man, how do we have so many 35-plus-year-olds or so or whatever, 40-year-old, fine, good-looking black women in the black community? I'll tell you why. It's because black women, unfortunately, are a demographic of women who are so dedicated to rebelling against what the men want and what the elders are saying about what they should do in their relationship lives, that it just doesn't matter. They're just good-looking, single, desperate women a lot of the times. When you look at Nia Long, there's no reason why after that coach who she dealt with, that Nia Long shouldn't have other suitors and other opportunities of guys who want to deal with her. But her looks won't create those suitors. I bet you Nia Long, Lala, Tia Mari, they all made the mistake of going to go chill with some young celebrity while they were trying to test the streets out, and they got their back blown out and didn't get called back. And they're like, me? Yes, bitch, you. Like, you, yes. Why? How could it not be you? I think a lot of you women are arrogant enough to think you can't be dated out. You're arrogant enough to think your day won't come to where your value isn't what it once was. But nothing could be further from the truth. Jamar says, showing my support. Great show, Thon. Much love. Thank you. I think it was a great show. Good turnout. Much love to everybody who came out. Much love to our show sponsor as well. I believe that's James Dent. Yep. Oh, no. Our sponsor actually was Latino Trauma. He actually came through and took the show sponsor spot. Much love to him. So that's all for you guys. Make and go. We're going to be back doing another Kendra G show. Again, we're going to react to the woman who was asking for 100K, except she was overweight. And we're going to break it down. We're going to get into it. So I'll be here tomorrow. New day. See y'all tomorrow for another show. Y'all take care. Enjoy the rest of you guys this weekend. Be good, guys.